Good evening, everyone. Welcome along to Apex Online Racing. This is the GT3 17th series. Seems absolutely insane to be saying season 17, but here we are with the opening round for Tier 2. And as always, it is a glorious Tier 2 Tuesday. I am Tim360 Lunn, and hopefully should be bringing you some pretty good coverage this evening. Tier 1 last night was a absolutely fantastic race that was pretty much 3 cars all the way to the line. Oh, a little bit of bumping going on in qualifying. Maybe just give each other a little bit of room. Fingers crossed, we're going to have some good, close, hard racing here again this evening. And let's have a quick jump on with the car who is out there first on track. And that is Angus Crichton. Crichton? We'll go with Crichton. Racing for Warren Motorsport, the number 54 SimCube liveried BMW. If you are joining us for the first time, feel free to have a quick look in the bio below this stream, or if you're watching it as a video on demand, have a quick look at the bio anyway. There is links to our Patreon, and we are exclusively now kept alive by Patreon. So please do sign up for it if you fancy it. If not, no pressure whatsoever. But maybe just sign up for the Discord, and then you can just come and be part of the community. Some absolutely fantastic racing, lots of public servers, and lots of places where you can get your teeth stuck in with some decent, clean racing. And who knows, maybe next season you can be standing on the top of the podium. Right, so this is going to be our first flying lap. So we're going to stick with Crichton for now. In fact, let's jump on the dashboard of this BMW. That lovely low note that it makes flying down into Magus and Beckett's now. In nice and controlled. Maybe going to put in a bit of a banker lap the first time round before going absolutely insane. On the brakes now. The corner, quite nicely done. Now rolling down towards the club chicane. Again, this is one of those places where you've been absolutely flat out off the corner, then throw it in. Short shifts to keep the traction down. Can he keep the throttle flat to the floor? Yes, he can. Down onto the Hamilton straight. Still keeping his foot absolutely nailed to the floor. Will he lift? A little bit of a lift there. Again, he switches direction. Hard on the brakes again. A bit of an odd one, this one. Throw it into the right-hander. You want to get the car back across to the right before throwing it across to the left. Try and roll the throttle on. Don't want to have to lift here. There we go. And he'll move all the way across to the left. Take a big chunk of inside curb. There we go. Plenty of exit curb as well before heading down the back straight. Lots of curb usage on the outside edge, trying to extend the track as much as possible, giving him as much run as he can. A little bit deep, but should be able to roll on the throttle now quite nicely. Foot to the floor, all the way to the line. We'll see how much of a curb he takes on the inside edge. Pretty much all four wheels on the painted stuff. This is the benchmark, 158.5, so it'll be interesting to see what anyone can do from this point onwards, but that is the benchmark. And only a few cars have come across the line so far, and at the moment it would seem like being first out on track was the right move to make, because he is still... Oh no, there we go, down to third place. Scheckerman and Casat. Do apologise, I practiced saying this name in advance. Kind of a 789, lovely Ferrari. We're going to jump on board with them actually. Pretty damn cool livery, Formula Racing League. For the sake of speed, we are probably going to reduce this just to Tarash, or we might even just go with Amir, as to not cause any offence to anybody. But yeah, trying to quickly call that name out is going to be a bit of a struggle. Oh, and sadly they have actually pulled to the side, but a 157.7 is a very good time to go with. Jump on board with someone else. Good to see some different cars up near the top today. Who's on big improvements? Oh, Scheckerman in the Porsche. Absolutely flying at the moment. He is well up on his lap time. It's not going to be quite enough to get him into pole position, but should see him up into second place, I would say. Depending on what everyone else does around him, improvements-wise, some big improvements all across the field. At the moment, we're going to stay with Scheckerman for now, though. Coming into this final sector. Catching a little bit of traffic towards the end of the lap, but still up on his times. What are we going to see here? Up into second place. He'll be pretty happy with that, I would assume. Very nicely done. Right, who is out there still on big ones? Car number 46, Urbanech. Currently hammering his way around the circuit again on the final straight, being hunted down by a Mustang as well. At the moment, running in 5th place, but with this time he is setting currently, this should see him absolutely launch up the times. If this is a clean lap, this is absolutely incredible. Big chunk of inside curb taken. He's 0.3 up as he comes across the line. There we go. 157.6 now is our leading time. 7.5 minutes basically left of qualifying, so still room for people to improve. Let's have a jump down the list and have a look at here. Here we go, coming across the line now. Big improvements. Zalovic up into 4th position in that Ferrari. Really good lap. Absolutely threaded the needle through that final corner and got himself up there. Is Urbanech still on it? Yes, he is, and he is currently still improving. Southcott has now taken away pole position by quite a decent old chunk there. 1:57.4 is now what we're looking at. This Alcott is not on a flyer as we speak. He's abandoned this lap. But Urbanech is on a flyer and is improving significantly. All about a case of just trying to keep the laps flowing together. You might be quick in one position, but you need to try and make it work all across the lap. Trying to be as consistent as possible and as fast as possible. Consistently running the cars on the absolute edge of adhesion. Trying to keep the tyres in the right kind of zone. Obviously in the qualifying they can really afford to absolutely push the living dickens out of it, but you don't want to go too far. You don't want to make a mistake and end up having to go back out and get the tyres up to temperature. You don't just lose one lap, you end up losing that out lap as well, trying to get the car back up into fully running condition. Now Urbanech is improving, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to take away pole position. He's been kind of flicking back and forth between 1.5 and 0.2, so we'll see what happens here. Absolutely guns it to the line. He's close, but not quite close enough, and that is it. He obviously feels like for the minute he's done, so whether or not he's going to come out in the second stint and have another go at it. Here we go to Lerbra. Driver we've seen a fair few times here in Tier 2. In 8th place at the moment, but big improvements on his time appear to be on the way. 0.3 up on his lap at the moment, so this should see him inside the top 5. Possibly just inside the top 3, depending on how everyone else does. Southcott and Urbanich, they are still out there as well. So is Tarash. Sorry, Amir. We're just going to go with Amir. Just go with Amir to avoid any incidents with that one. Let's have a look, see is there anyone else out there to keep an eye on. Do you know what? We're going to keep an eye on Delubra for now, because he's well up on his lap time. Still 0.3 up. It is somehow saying that Iselovich is 0.3 up on his lap time, which is, if he's managed to pull that out the back, that's going to be a pretty decent old jump. He's now 0.2, so we will have a little look at that. It's kind of a 42. They're currently running in 4th place, the Ferrari. Very interesting to see the cars that are here this evening and that were here last night in Tier 1, sorry. So the McLaren and the Ferrari. I don't think there was a single Porsche there at all last night, so it was really good to see them here. Delubra down in 8th place as he comes across the line. Now in a 2nd place. Huge jump up the order. Going to jump on board with Iselovich now. Running in 5th place. Only 2 corners left to go. He is improving ever so slightly. Possibly might see him gain 1 position, maybe 2. He is very much on the charge. Absolutely going for it now. Final corner to go. Keeps it on throttle. Big cut of the inside line. What can he get? He was in 5th as he comes across the line. Stays in 5th. No improvement that time round. At 1.75. Zoricic. Currently running in 33rd position, but a fairly decent improvement on his lap time. Final corner to go. He's lost a little bit of time. Up into 32nd place. He gains 1 position. Jumping on board. New racer this evening. Nani. Running in 39th at the moment. If you look at that, 31 drivers all within a second of each other in qualifying. And that's, oh, a bit of a mistake there. Went a little bit deep, ends up putting his tyres onto the grass, and that'll be the end of that flying lap. Someone who hasn't put their tyres on the grass yet is kind of a 69. Nice. This is Mattis Beldscheit. Still fairly early on in the lap, but is 1.1 seconds up on his lap time, so this should see him absolutely fly up the order. running a sort of a Rothmans-esque livery. Sort of got the golden black in there. That's the important bits to look for. Got a little look at the top. So at the moment, Southcott is still in pole position. Delabra in third, and Urbanech in third place. Sorry, yeah. So Southcott, Delabra, Urbanech. But this could be a serious cat amongst the pigeons, depending on how this lap goes. He's 1.8 seconds up on his lap, so this could honestly put him pretty near the top of the list. 1.9 seconds up on his lap. I mean, currently 40th place is only 1.5 seconds. Oh, bit of a slither there, though. He's obviously really pushing his luck. Big chunk of inside line. This is a clean lap. 19th place. There we go. I honestly thought we were going to see a bigger improvement there. Like, looking at the times. There we go. We will have to wait and see how it goes again. Is he still improving out there at the moment? Let's have a double check on the old leaderboard. Not at the moment. I think that was where it was his first flying lap, sort of timing board. Maybe it was giving me a little bit more, a bit of false hope possibly there. Right, jumping on board. Oliver Braun, driver we have seen many, many times. Probably running that number 3 Ferrari as he absolutely belts up the main straight. It's the club chicane, using lots and lots of outside curb. 21 seconds on the clock now. So I'm trying to see who is going to be the last car to be able to put in another lap. I'm going to vote KUNOS 707 is going to be the last car that's going to be able to put in another lap. Yeah, KUNOS 707, that is the final car across the line. They will get one more lap if they wish. But at the moment, it is settling down. Braun, 0.5 up on his lap time, so he's on a decent old run, is Braun. But we'll have to wait and see. A little bit further to go. Still well up on his lap time. I'm having a little look towards the top of the list. Oh, there we go. Driver out there actually who is improving as well. We're going to stay on board for just that little bit longer, and then we're going to jump across to one of the final cars out there. Oh no, and he is abandoned the lap. But for a little moment, kind of a 13, Stelios was improving. Not anymore. Right, is there anyone left out there who is still trying to improve? Oh, there we go. One person out there improving still. Ordelman. Gonna pretty much, I think, be our last car across the line. Still out there improving. Ever so slightly, not by a massive margin, but the tiniest little bit of time makes a big difference here. One up on his time. Can he get a decent run through here? Is he going to take a big chunk? Yep, fairly decent old chunk of inside curb. And finds himself up to 19th place. Nicely done. Ooh. We can all take a big breath and get ready before we fly into the main race. Some absolutely fantastic liveries and stuff we're going to get a nice display of this evening. But right, here we go. We are ready to rock and roll. Let's have a run through the grid order. Let's go for... What's the helicam look like? A little bit far away. What does camera 1 look like? Maybe slightly better. Camera 2, what does that look like? Give me camera 2. Oh, there we go. Camera 2's pretty good. Let's go with camera 2. Right. Pole position is Southcott and joined on the front row with Delabra in second place, Urbanech in third place, Misak in fourth place, Kokinis in 5th place, Jones. Mr. Jones, good to see him back again this season in 6th position. Lynn in 7th. Floch in 8th position. Amir in 9th place. Izalovic in 10th. Shackerman in 11th. Nathaniel Shirley, another returning driver. Good to see him in the Mustang still. 12th place. Robert R. Larby in 13th position. Piccolo in 14th place. Belchait in 15th place. Scalus in 16th positions. Vijolovic in 17th. Chirich in 18th place. Oh, goodness me, my brain completely broken there. Ordelman in 19th place, and Zitek rounding out the top 20. Zoricic in 21st place. Zemtov in 20th place. Bardakis in 23rd. Azami in 24th. Dorr in 25th. Good to see him still racing. And I see he has stolen the York Sport Racing livery. Fair play. It's very nice. Obviously, Matt York from Tier 1. He usually runs that livery, custom made for him. It's very, very nice. Brian Anderson, 26th place. Scougel, 27th. Crinson in 28th. Crichton in 29th. Here's a name I have not read out before. Athenstad in 30th place. Leishout in 31st. Lima, 32nd. Zyle in 33rd. Fernando, 34th. Ben Milden, 35th. Oliver Braun, 36th. Jokic in 37th. Maudsley, 38th place. Kazantes in 39th position. 40th position is Nani and Sherlin George rounding out the grid. Goodness gracious, 41 names that I haven't read until that very moment. Bit of a struggle on that one, I won't lie to you. But some absolutely fantastic liveries sneaking in amongst all of those. Some absolutely fantastic cars. I say just a bit of an idea. Obviously, there's a Bentley running in 4th place at the moment. See there, lovely number, car number 14. Car number 15, sorry. And then we've got car number 30. That's one of the Nissans. Great to see. Yeah, I'm just looking at the livery on that. It looks pretty fantastic. Great to see a Nissan GTR out there, to be fair. Always a pleasure to see those. Hopefully we get a bit of a better look at it. And then we've got Shackerman as well, in a car that we didn't see on the track last night, in the bright orange Sheck 95. See, I'm sure I did see there's some Lexuses hiding around in amongst all of this lot as well. I'm sure I saw at least one. I'll go back further, see if I can spot some more. I know I saw one right at the back. Oh, there we go. It was car number... No, sorry. There we go. A pair of Lexuses sort of skulking around the back of the grid. It is fantastic to see these older cars still being able to compete, and that is all due to the lovely custom BOP that we run here at Apex Online Racing, meaning that the older cars are a little bit more up to date in comparison to the standard in-game balance of performance. So, as always, we will do our best to cover any incidents, but over the first lap or so, we will not go for any replays because it always just ends up being a case of chasing replay after replay. So, apologies if you want to watch the Tier 1 crash. I mean, Turn 1 crash, if there is one. Fingers crossed there isn't. But yeah, we might have to give that one a little miss and wait until the end of the race. And maybe we'll have a little look back. So, car number 17. Car number 17, why are you sat there? What is going on there? Let's try and find car number 17 quickly. That's Chirich. So did Chirich not press play in time? I'm not sure, but he is currently sat there in the pit. The car's running. I can only presume they didn't hit ready in time. and then it's automatically put them into the pits. That is a real shame, because they will not get to do the outlap to try and get some warmth in the tyres, and they will have to wait to start from the pit lane as well. So not only are they going to be on the back foot, but they're going to be starting right from the back of the grid on cold tyres. See, everyone will be weaving, trying to get some temperature into the tyres, trying to get a little bit of warmth in there before we head right off into it. Let's have a quick look back over the rear wing. You can see the stream of cars behind, going back as far as the eye can see. And what I can imagine is going on right now is a lot of people are basically driving along, holding the brakes, trying to get the heat into the brakes, which then spreads into the wheels, into the tyres, and gives you a nice base without having to swerve too much and risking getting a, you know, no one likes absolutely ruined tyres straight away. But yes, you can hear, look, you can hear the brakes squeaking and going as he's driving along, just trying to get temp into the brakes. I'm sure, yeah, brake lights fully ablaze. Right, coming towards the end of the lap now. The cars will start stacking up in side-by-side formation. Everyone catching up, bundling themselves in. We're going to go to Sherlin George at the back of the grid, and we'll try and see if we can jump on his dashboard to get an idea of how daunting it is looking forward at this huge queue of cars in front of you. In fact, there's so many of them that they're all starting to stack up now, but as I find that first place car is already starting to come around, they've all been released enough to get themselves stacked up side by side. You'll see them all slam on the brakes in a moment and get themselves stacked as they should be, as we are rounding the final corner. But look, there you go, you can see the entire grid in front of him, the madness that he has to try and get through. But right, up to the front, Southcott leads Delabra, leads Urbanetch. Absolutely fantastic cars, a whole bunch of different cars in the top 7, all different, which is absolutely brilliant to see. But here we go, we are waiting for the green light for 1 hour of racing. When is it going to go green? It's the longest run in the world. Everyone trying to keep themselves together, composed. And the lights go green for 60 minutes of Silverstone, the opening round of Tier 2 Season 17 with Apex Online Racing. Oh, and already a little bit of a mistake there from Urbanich. He has dropped back ever so slightly, and Delabra already going to try and go around the outside of Southcott. Can't do it, jumps back in behind him. He's going to have to try and be very, very brave if he wants to try and get through straight away. 17 still hasn't gone anywhere, so I wonder if maybe that is a bit of a hardware issue. We have got 1 car off, and sadly I think that's Door in the background has gone for a little bit of a walk. Looks like Jones is having a bit of a squabble a little bit further back. See if we can jump on with that. Yes, we can. Timing board goes absolutely wild for a brief moment. We got Nathaniel Shirley getting up and involved in this as well. We've got Lynn in that lovely Nissan GTR. I'm hoping we can get a bit of a look at that. All cars really having to get on the brakes hard to get themselves into the club chicane there. It all got a little bit tight. But for now, Southcott still just about holding on to the position. Kind of a 3 as well, we just seen with the yellow flag. Delabra fighting after them very, very quickly. And oh, here's possibly going to be a move. Trying to work out who that is. That is Urbanetch, isn't it? Yes, that is Urbanetch, who started right at the front. Who obviously we saw have a little bit of an incident quite early on, and now finds himself wanting for extra speed. As now Lynn coming up behind him is going to be right beside him. Is going to get right down the inside into the braking zone. It's going to have to be an incredibly late brake to try and get it done. He really does brake late, and he will have the inside for the final turn. Oh, and a little bit too much speed carried in there by Lynn. Unsettles the car, gets a little bit of a slide. But But it looks like that GTR is just going to have the legs down the straight, absolutely flying around the outside. Can he do anything into turn one? He's going to be holding on to it. That's going to put him in a pretty decent position as they come towards Magnus and Beckett. Nathaniel Shirley sitting behind, waiting to strike. When he just about squeezes the car through. Nathaniel Shirley waiting for the opportunity to make a move. I'm not sure it's going to happen. Car number 24 we've just seen has got a yellow flag. That's just after turn one. Some great close racing going on right now, though. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. Oh, car number 17 does finally get moving. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So, not entirely sure what happened there, but something not quite to plan, obviously. Oh! Oh, goodness. Well, we definitely jumped back at just the right time. Let's have a quick look. Right, so, on the helicam, what happened here? We went back 30 seconds, probably a little bit further than we needed to be brutally honest, but never mind, we did it. So, keeping an eye on Scheckerman, and I'm pretty sure it was the Aston Martin behind him that had some sort of incident. What happened here into the chicane? Oh, okay. Kind of a bit of an innocent bystander on that one. Not a great deal he could do. That's seen him sent back. Scheckerman now tumbled down the order and probably carrying a significant amount of damage as well to the side of that car. Scheckerman will be very, very disappointed in that. It's seen him drop a long way back into 27th place. Milden and Lee Shout having a nice little squabble here. Oh, and I'm very sorry to the Sector Blitz boys that, yeah, it does appear that your livery is not working for whatever reason. Sherlin George, how did you end up there? Ah, and it wasn't far enough back. We should have gone 30 seconds, but we only went 10. As is always the way, whenever you try and look back at any kind of incident, you will never end up going quite far enough back. Right, back to the lead battle. Southcott still leading Delabra. It's pretty down close between those. Then slightly further back, we've got Misak versus Kokinis. For the moment, Misak just about holding on to that position, looking pretty comfortable. And a little bit further back again, you have another battle going on. So this is Flotch for BFR Racing AMR being chased down by Jones. Nice little squabble going on here, just outside the top 20. Athenstad currently running in 21st place. He's got Scougall in front, Lima right behind. Very, very close racing going on between all three of these drivers. And to be fair, Azimi as well is looking up the back of them. And there's squabbles going on a little bit further up ahead as well. We're going to jump on board with this one. Here we go. We've got another yellow flag. Car number 54 with a yellow flag now. That is Crichton. We're going back. We'll see what happened there. So this looks like it is the... Oh, I think the car just got unsettled and it broke away. Can he get it back together? And then what happens here? So there's someone up the inside of him. Tries to go around the outside. There's a Ferrari to the inside. I think it was a little bit of a case of netcode. Oh, and then just gets caught by cars coming round. Door somehow avoids him. Goodness gracious, not entirely sure how that Mustang didn't take a huge bite out the side of the BMW. But there we go, just about managed to avoid it. Going back to the lead battle. Southcott still leading Delabra now. The battle for third place is very quickly becoming a massive train of cars. It went from only two of them battling it out to now it goes back a pretty long way. Oh, and in fact, there we go. Misak has lost the position. And I think he might lose another one in a second as well. Misak will be defending like his life depends on it. Misak now running in fourth place. Kokinis has managed to get by. Flosh and Jones will very much be looking to get past. Let's have a little look over the rear wing as they come down the Hamilton straight, throwing the cars in. Jones looked very, very pointy there. The car turned in very early compared to everyone else. Lovely shot looking over the rear wing. At the moment, Floch doesn't appear to be going defensive. He's still trying to push forward, maybe trying to run away from Jones. Jones has been with us in Tier 1 and Tier 2 for a little while, though. He knows exactly what he's doing. He is no slouch, no fool. He will keep pushing forward. Isaac is currently on one of his best laps. He's significantly up on his time, and a possible move going on just behind us. We're going to keep looking over that massive Bentley rear wing. But now the battle seems to just about be levelling off. They've opened up ever so slightly. Mr. Jones now is going to have to be aware that if he doesn't get the move done soon, I imagine Lynn is going to start catching up to the back of them. I say Aston Martin looks just so incredibly well planted through the turns. It never looks like it's having any kind of trouble maintaining these speeds, and I think that's been a pretty good run. Let's see what happens here. Cam chases along desperately. Nothing as of yet. These three are just starting to settle into it a little bit. Back down through the club chicane. Just for now, it seems to have settled down just a little tad. Getting a bit heated up behind though. Piccolo versus Larby. Oh no, sorry, I think this is Izalovic versus Piccolo, and I think the position has already happened. Yeah, just waiting for the timing boards to sort themselves out. But yes, they have already swapped positions. They have gone on through. Amir having a nice little squabble now with Vujanovic. Again, Vujanovic, a driver we've seen lots of in Tier 2. Never quite had his time in the sunshine as of yet. Oh, there's battles going on further back as well, side by side. Bentley versus BMW, the battle of the Bs, and then coming up behind them as well as a Ferrari. Athenstad looking to make a move. Bentley looks to the inside, can't get it done. Number 64 going defensive. Skyless. Possibly going to see more moves going on. It's all a bit heating up. We're going to go to the drone cam so we can try and get a little bit more of a view of everything going on. This mid-pack is still absolutely nose to tail. Nothing between them at all. Say Skyless, Crinton and Athenstad, Skalgu, Lima, Azami, and Orthelman as well. All of these cars absolutely nose to tail. Bentley a little bit slower there though, didn't look quite as racy as maybe he would have hoped. Looking over the rear wing now of Skyless, looking back. He's got a little bit of a gap in front of him, but now the Bentley reeling him in. Surely he's going to be able to make a move. The BMW is absolutely fantastic on the brakes, and the Boatley is absolutely huge. He does look to the inside. There must be nothing between those cars. Absolutely no gap whatsoever. No room for any kind of error. They're going to be overlapping as they come down towards Club. Oh, and there's a possible move going on in the background. Not quite. Athenstad went for it up the inside. He's still trying to show the nose, just trying to muscle the great big Bentley out of the way. Scalbo looking to take advantage of these two slowing each other down as they are squabbling though. Not quite able to take advantage. Looks like Crinton has just about wound up the throttle again and managed to make away. So a little bit further back now, Scalgo, Lima and Azami all having a fairly tight little battle. And a move to the inside. Is it going to work? Possibly. Is he going to go around and get around the outside? I'm not sure he's going to be able to hold it. He's going to have to be very, very brave to be able to hold that one all the way around the outside. And I think he has just about got it done, to his credit. Through goes Lima, kind of at 18. But he's under attack now for car number 28 of Azami. Azami looking to make a move. Scoutgirl is not going to want this. He is going to be desperate to try and hold on to positions. Once you start losing them, sometimes it can be very hard to stop the hemorrhaging. Blinks it in. Absolutely going for it. Just about holding on to the position for now. Right, let's have a quick check in near the top. So, Southgate and Delabra, these two drivers absolutely tearing away from everybody else. The absolutely humongous gap back to car number 13. Robert Arlavi having a nice little battle with car number 69 of Belshite. Zolovic as well. Hanging around the back of them, looking for an opportunity to make a move. A bit further back into the grid now, looking at this battle again. Skyless, Crimson, Athenstad, these drivers really giving it their all. In fact, let's jump on the dashboard of car number 11, running in 20th place at the moment. Big Brain Racing, and you can just see that lovely grey gearbox on the back of the Bentley in front. Exposed through the centre of the diffuser there. This is where the Ferrari's going to possibly struggle a little bit to hang on to the back of them. It is looking like that Zorich in front of them, who looks to be sort of getting reeled in suddenly by these drivers. And that is either going to work absolutely fantastic for Skyless, or it is going to be the nail in the coffin. He's not going to want to get held up. Oh, the Bentley losing a little bit of traction there. The Ferrari looking really strong in comparison. Short shifts to get the power down, rolls on. A little bit of a bad exit from the Bentley there. Gets into the grass, actually losing a little bit of exit speed. Should be able to re-find the speed again, simply just due to the fact that the Bentley's an absolute rocket ship in a straight line. Again, short shifts to roll it on. Kind of a 54 we've just seen with the yellow flag. Going to stay what we're looking at though. No, kind of a 54 does actually retard a bit. Don't want to pull away from this one quite yet. 54, kind of a 54. That was Kreischtern. Let's go back 30 seconds, see if we can catch it. Awful camera angle. Oh! Don't know whether maybe outbrake themselves. Ended up going over the curb. Nothing that car could really do at that point. It was going for a walk at that time. Right, Southcott and Delabra. I'm catching up with them for a second on the back end of the replay, as Delabra is now really starting to bring the fight to Southcott. Although saying that, it is immediately open back up as soon as we get back to the live footage, as is always the case. Although this is on Urban Edge, who we saw really qualified incredibly well, is now under attack from Nathaniel Shirley. So that low British motor car from McLaren versus the absolute thunderous V8 of the Ford Mustang. Two very, very different cars. Looking over that rear wing as well, and actually Misak is now starting to make a bit of an appearance as well. Nathaniel Shirley needs to really get a move on. Can he catch up with him? This shot over the rear wing is great. You can see the gap between the wing and the front of the Mustang. As it decreases, that means the gap is getting smaller, and to be fair, the McLaren did very, very well to hold on to it then. No obvious run was available. Really thought the Mustang would have started to reel them in slightly quicker than that. Down the back straight, but not quite possible. Right, back to this battle we keep seeing over and over again. Skyless, Crimson, Athenstad. Now looking like Skyless may have just broken away a little bit. Athenstad looking to apply the pressure, see if he can't force a mistake and get on through. Another battle going on a little bit further back as well. Battle for 29th position. Alderman, and he's got Kazatis coming up behind him. Oh, a little bit deep there in the Lexus, but just about holds it together. That's a lovely livery on that Lexus, I've got to say. That is a smart looking Lexus, that one. Oh, but look at this. Zyle going either offline by accident or very, very defensive. It didn't look like the best line of the world, and he's lost a fair bit of ground. And it does look like maybe he's moving over to the left-hand side to go a little bit defensive here. Different lines on the braking zones, people trying different things, trying to work out if they can find a place to squeeze past. And in fact, there we go, Alderman into the pits. First driver just inside the top 30 to come into the pits, and now suddenly a great ream of cars are all going to start doing the same. Vujanovic versus Zemstov. To be the brightest BMW that has ever existed. There's a nice little squabble going on up just in front as well. Was that Robert R. Larby? No, it wasn't. It was somewhere between the two. Back another one. There we go. Izalovic versus Amir. It's looking like Izalovic has actually started to break away slightly from that one. Typically, as soon as we cut to it, the battle is over. Still lots of cars out there though, good to see. Have a quick jump on board with Dor, running in 32nd place at the moment, running that York Sport Racing livery. As we saw, I think it was turn 1, we saw he had some sort of incident, ended up being out wide, so whether that was self-inflicted or what, we do not know. But at the moment he's chasing after the back of Braun and doing a pretty good job of chasing after them and catching them up. Jumping back on board again, different battles going on, nice little squabble going on in the background, cars coming into the pits actually. So now this is Piccolo versus Belchite. We'll have to see how this goes. Into turn 1, throws it in. Just holding on to it for now. Piccolo looking to make a move. Piccolo looking to pick his way past, you might even say. Try and say that 5 times in a row. Little bit of grass being used there. Got to be a little bit careful. We don't want to go use too much of it. We saw lots of drivers yesterday in Tier 1 picking up drive-through penalties. Drive-through penalties would have been in-game applied, and that would have been for track limit offences. Obviously, there is no live stewarding in Tier 2 because all the different tiers are all running at the same time on a Tuesday. So I think it's all the way down to Tier 7 at the moment. Is currently running at the same time. So no live stewarding. So everything has to get put in after the race. Put in your incident reports, and so we will know by next time what sort of penalties are in place, and there'll be time penalties and all sorts when we start round 2 at Donington. Not that Donington needed anything to make it more exciting than it already is, but there we go. A little bit, just really shake things up. They love to do it. All kind of a 42. That's Izalovic. What's happened here? So looking now, this looks like, see on the circuit. So that was Hamilton. He's on the brakes here. Does something happen here? Yes, the car does rotate around a little bit and then gets caught by the 789 Ferrari and then clipped again by the 789 Ferrari. That probably didn't go as planned, and he now jumps into the pits. So back down with Athenstad, being chased down by Lima at the moment. Car number 18 versus car number 11, Ferrari versus Lamborghini. Misak from 11th place is pitted now. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I realised I wasn't able to see the chat, but I've just been let know that it is not Scougal, it's Scoogle. Apologies. I will do my best to change that one. Sometimes it takes a little bit of learning, but thank you very much, Ross, in the chat for letting me know that one. In fact, let's redeem ourselves, shall we? Let's. There we go. You and Scoogle with I Love My Fiance, car number 612. Bit of toothpaste inspired livery, I'm going to say, with that one. Currently running at 17th place, hasn't done his pit stop yet, but this might be the moment. We'll stick with him on it on the lap. So not pitting yet. Lots of cars around him starting to pit. A quick jump back on board with our leaders, who are absolutely flying away. Southcott, car number 316, has led this entire race. Delibera has been pushing very hard to try and get up into first place. It hasn't quite been able to do it. Maybe we'll see something in the pits. Guinness running in third place at the moment, car number 13. Again, hasn't pitted yet. We've got some sort of more high up drivers beginning to do their pits now. Looks like Brawn is having a little bit of a battle. Let's try and get to Brawn and jump on board. So the timing board was saying he was pretty close, but now looking at my timing board, he is not quite as close as he was. At some point we have missed Door getting past Brawn. We saw him catching up with the back of him. Right, on board with Vajolovic, who finds himself in a fairly competitive sandwich, it has to be said. Oh, a couple of cars going a bit wide there. That's Nani and Zoricic. A little squabble just behind them. Oh, car number... that was 954, I think. Can we find 954? You watch me not be able to find that number at all now. I'm sure it was 95 something. It was car number 954. Oh, and sadly that car has left the service, so unable to jump back on the replay on that one. Bit of a shame. That was Z-Tech. So something happened to Z-Tech there. Who knows? We might get told in the chat. Sometimes little bits of info gets leaked into me, which is always lovely. It's always very nice when anyone decides they want to have a chinwag in the chat. Nathaniel Shirley is coming to the pits. Skyless in, Maudsley in as well. A couple of big names from the front starting to make decisions. Going to be interesting to see what happens with Delurber and Southcott. Normally the earlier pit is advantageous, but who knows, they might decide to stay out. 28 minutes of the race done, another 32 minutes and change to go. Everything all a little bit shaken up, but still halfway through this race, and you can see there are cars absolutely nose to tail still. So there we go. Delurber pulls the trigger. He is into the pits. So is Kokinis. So is Jones. Is Lynn staying out? Yes, Lynn is staying out. Urbanech is coming in. So I think a lot of drivers have been waiting for someone in front of them to pull the trigger and go. It's finally happened. So Southcott, when he pits, it's going to be interesting to see how he does. He has had such lovely free air most of this race. He really hasn't had to put up too much of a battle. So at the moment, he just needs to stay consistent, keep going. A huge gap. Where is Delurber? How is Delurber getting on? And how is he going to come out in traffic? So he is now leaving the pits. He's got a big gap behind him, so he should come out in some fairly decent clean air. That is exactly what he is going to want. He is going to want to try and come out and charge as hard as possible, try and make up some time on those fresh tyres, possibly be able to get past Southcott. So really it's a case of having a bit of a look, seeing if Southcott does end up pitting. Maybe this time round, if he's going to do it, I would imagine. There we go. Stugel comes into the pits. Coming out of the pits, do apologise. Comes out of the pits. Wait for the time board to sort themselves out. Right, let's have a little look. Let's see what Southcott does. So this is where, if he's going to do it, he's going to... Yes, he is. He pulls into the pits. So Lynn is going to inherit the lead unless he comes in as well. But I think the big one to keep an eye on is going to be whereabouts Delurber is in comparison to him on the circuit. He is out there pushing incredibly hard. Still got a fair way to go though. And I imagine that all that Southcott is doing is just looking desperately at the time. Did he get the drive into the pits? Bang on. Did he go as quick as he possibly could? Did he stop perfectly in the right place? Is he going to get his drop right when he restarts? It looks like the car is... Is it still stationary? No, it is now moving. I think he might have this, you know. I'm not sure. It's going to be mighty close as he comes round. He's been released, so he's been putting his foot down, but he's going to be on cold tyres. And actually, I think Delurber has got it. Delurber, pitting that tiny little bit earlier, has managed to sneak on by. And that is going to be a difficult challenge now to try and get those tyres up to temp and chase after, not push too hard straight away and end up ruining the tyres. Southcott, who has led pretty much the entire race up to that point, just shows the difference he can make with 1 lap difference in pits. And now that gap has completely changed and flipped on its head. So this is going to be the one to keep an eye on. How quickly can Southcott get the tyres turned on and go? Quick jump on board with our leader on the road at the moment. Car number 30 of Lynn. Is he coming in? Yes, he decides to come in. What is Belshite doing? Still out there at the moment. And stays out there. Get the honours of crossing the lap in first place. Piccolo into the pits as well. At the moment, it would appear that these two, to be fair, they're still fairly close together. I thought we were going to see them slightly further apart than this. I thought we were going to see Delabra maybe really starting to stretch away. 27.5 minutes of the race left to go. They're going to gain another bunch of positions here as cars come winging on round the corner. Should see them start to go up the order fairly quickly. Lynn has been released. So we'll see where Lynn is going to come out. I think he's going to come out just behind Jones in that area. No, possibly slightly further back again, actually. So where Lynn is going to be. Yes, he comes out right next to Nathaniel Shirley. Decides to let the Mustang come through, so that puts him somewhere around 11th or 12th, I'm pretty sure. He's got Ermanech right on the back of him straight away. Ermanech, after an absolutely fantastic qualifying, just hasn't been able to put that together in the race this evening. Now finds himself running in 10th place. There we go, the time board sorted itself out, so just inside the top 10. Lynn running in 9th place for Zeeble Football League in the wall. Well, I think there might have been a squabble going on there that we may have missed. What happened there? Oh, a little bit of a rub with the 175 of Zorich. And now we find him squabbling it out with, I believe that is Zemstov. Oh, car number 28. We've just seen a yellow flag out for. Let's see if we can't find car number 28 quickly. Sometimes they move so quickly through the order they become nigh on impossible to find. That is Azami. So was it kind of? Yes, he was off. So that looks like it's just, yeah, it's just after the club chicane. Yes, it is, and then on to the Hamilton Straight, so that's where that all went a bit wrong for him. Right. Belshite and Milden both doing their pits. So Delabra and Southcott have now taken over first and second on the road once again. Going on here at the moment. Nani versus Crimson. Skyless as well. Oh, we're going to see a big move to the inside there. Decided not to, and actually it looks like he's maybe lost a little bit of speed, and now he finds Skyless side by side. Got to be very brave. No, wasn't quite brave enough to go side by side there. To be fair, I think it definitely would have been a moment of 2 into 1 doesn't go, but there is a mistake from Nani. Finds himself way, way out wide. Loses one position, gets back on the track. Getting furiously flashed at now. Car's looking for a way past, but Nani loses one position. Skyless obviously thought to himself, I should have had room there. Lots of swerving going on in the background. Through he goes. He gets the move done. Fair play. Gets the car squeezed down the inside. Should have to run down to Hamilton now. It looks like he just got a slightly better exit there. Pretty equal, I think, now, because Skyless's car is looking a little bit tattered. I wonder if maybe starting to show the battle scars, and maybe the sort of damage to that car is more than just cosmetic. The car looked to be struggling slightly there. So jump to Fernando. And in fact, let's jump on the dashboard. Coming down towards the final chicane. What can he do? Be a bit of an awkward one. Maybe try and go for a bit of a switch back. Can he get it done? He does put his nose to the inside. But Anderson just covers it off, making sure he cannot get the nose up the inside. Just closes the door. Brilliant little bit of driving there, though. Xantis chasing after the back of Izalovic. He's got Leashout right behind him, and in fact Leashout looks to try and go around the outside. It's got to be very, very brave stuff. Not quite, decides not to. To be fair, I think that was probably a good shout. The last thing you want to do is take out someone you're racing with. Not only does it take you out, it generally takes others out as well. And the last thing you want to do is then get hit by a massive penalty. All moves going on up ahead of these guys. Again, it is an absolute squabble, a gaggle of madness going on everywhere. McLaren versus Ferrari. Oh, and it does look like Skugal has ended up a little bit wide. A little bit of contact there with the Bentley. He was all the way to the edge of the road. They didn't really have anywhere else to go. I don't think it was an intentional sort of barge. It was more a case of trying to scramble on the car to keep it in place. But Athenstad has gained the position now. Typically, I think cars are moving through so quickly that it is almost becoming impossible to be able to hold on to some of it. So, Leashout versus Kazantzis versus Milden. They're side by side. Ben Milden's going to be looking to try and take advantage. Can he stick his nose up the inside? Not quite. Oh, but that was a good move. Can he keep the Mustang there? He clings onto the painted line on the inside. Can't quite get the power down. The Lexus of Kazantzis is just a little bit too pokey and manages to hold on to it. The Mustang looking very, very racy indeed. And in fact, let's look over the rear wing. Looking back at Milden. Oh, there was an accident in front. There was an incident there. We're going to go back 30 seconds and see if we can't catch what went on there, because that was all a bit messy. There was a yellow. I think there was Anderson involved in that one. Timing board's throwing a little bit of a wobbly. It's hard to see it all at once. Hopefully we're in the right place. We're on the helicam to possibly catch it. No, we weren't. So it was a bunch of Ferraris going off. Big old shunt. Lots of cars involved there. So that was all what can only be described as a little bit messy. In amongst all of that madness, we lost some of the cars. Ben Milden running in 24th place for Sector Blitz Racing. You can see just behind them, and I don't think it was actually Google himself. I think it was more the Ferrari, the Athenstad, that we saw got absolutely sent into the stratosphere. Again, sometimes you can be involved in incidents that really aren't anything of your own fault, but not sure. Right, little battle's going on. It's saying the timing board wise that there is a really, really close battle, and here it is, luring into shot. And in fact, here we go. We might have tuned in at just the right time. It's going to be a drag race up the back straight. What can be done? Nisak's going to be on the inside, going to try and outbrake. Not sure he can do it. Balchiite's trying to go around the outside. Lots and lots of exit curve being used there, but he does get it done. Gets it done before Club Chicane. Through and cleanly done as well. bit of a chunk of inside curve there taken as well. There. No Belchite. But nicely done. And now he can chase after the back of Nathaniel Shirley. Right. Lead battle. Let's have a quick jump on board with it. These two still super close together. About half a second between them when they cross the last timing line. There we go. Nice little one going on. We've got Lafloche versus Zemstov. And to be fair as well, Zuricic as well being involved in this race. Just starting to break away possibly a little bit, and in fact Lima as well looking to try and take advantage, see if he can't make a move. Lima all the way down in 17th place now. I'm surprised at that. I thought he was a little bit further up the order than that. Must have been something we missed somewhere. Continuing to push forward. This is probably going to be the kind of battle to keep a little bit of an eye on for now. Just under 17 minutes of racing left to go. Look at the time we've got. In fact, no, we're going to go up to the front because Delurbre under attack from Southcott. This is right on now. Oh, I thought we were going to see a little bit of a move. He's going to look to the inside. He does look to the inside at Club. Can't get it done. Southcott not able to get past Delurbre, who is now going super defensive. He is going to have to make that the widest Lamborghini of all time. Both of them absolutely miles off their best lap times as well. 0.7 down on this lap, so something must have happened to sort of slow them and allow them to catch themselves up quite so much, or it's a case that they are both squabbling so much. But this all really plays into the hands of Kokinis and Jones as well, to be fair. If these two keep squabbling, then there is the possibility that things might get a little bit of a shake-up. In fact, let's try and jump on board the dash. Sorry, headphone users at home, you just got absolutely annihilated by the loudest McLaren in the world. These two have absolutely torn away from everybody else at the moment. So Kokinis is the only driver sort of anywhere within range to take advantage if there is a slip-up between these two. Now we're going to stick on the dash just for a little bit. We'll see what happens here. Already you can see Delurbre sort of swinging the car around, much more aggressive in his lines. Double downshift. Holds onto it there. A little bit of grass used there by Delurbre. This is where last time round on the lap they were super close together. Can Southcott do anything? He is slowly reeling in the back of Delurbre. Can he do anything around the outside? No, he can't. He's not quite close enough to strike this time round. Very difficult to say where either of these cars have any kind of advantage over the other. They both seem so incredibly similar. Bit of a squirrely moment there, but Delurbre does manage to do it. I think he just about rode the line between fast and failing and somehow held on to it. Right, we're going to go across to another battle that is definitely heating up. Nathaniel Shirley versus Belchite. Belchite did have a little look there, but not quite able to do it. Nathaniel Shirley holding on to 6th place at the moment. Fair. All the while that Southcott and Delurbre keep squabbling, they are allowing Kokinis to catch up as he has set the fastest lap since the pit stops. Another battle that is going on, Lin versus Lima. Number 18. See the Lamborghini that is still used in today's racing, and Lima in the very old GTR nearly getting into the back of him. What an absolute run down the back straight he's got on the brakes. Can he make it work? He's going to have to brake super late again, and he does! Oh, that was a bit brave. That was a little bit brave. Got to be said, though, he just got the car across there. Wasn't braking, just managed to throw the car across. Fair play to that one. That was a brave old move, and obviously feeling very comfortable in the Nissan GTR, feeling that they can really throw the car about. And to be fair, it's absolutely fantastic to see. Here we go, nice little one going on here. Milden versus Nani. Milden going to be looking to the outside. Can he do anything? He gets the overlap, and oh! I think they did get together a little bit there. Let's go back 10 seconds, see if we can't spot that. I think Milden's as far over as he can go, and he does get a little bit of a nudge onto the grass. And then they get together, so... waiting for the timing balls to sort themselves. Milden has gained the position over Nani, but definitely one for the stewards if they decide to discuss it. Definitely outside of my my realm. Lee shout out, looking to make a move though, looking around the outside, and a big switch back to the inside under braking. Can he get it done? Nani, as we said earlier on, that BMW looking like it's been through the wars a little bit, and I think it is starting to show. Maybe the tyres in this second stint, even though they are a fresh set, I just wonder if maybe they're just not coming to life the same as they did, or he's just using them up quicker than he thought he would. And having issues there. Oh, kind of a 46 we have just seen. Oh, that's Urbanech. What happened there with Urbanech? So this is... it's just after the Hamilton. What happens here? Goes to the inside under braking. Gets right on the brakes. He's side by side. Does he just get run out a little bit? He goes for the switchback and oh, gets into the back and then gets the back of himself clipped. It was probably more of a racing incident than anything else, but again, not my place to say. That will be looked at post-race. Jonovic now finds himself being chased down by Crimson. Checking back in with our lead battle. Still a fair bit to go between them. Oh! What do we miss there? What's going on here? Side by side. Just runs out of rows. So, and does give up the position, to be fair. Fair play. Doesn't want to give up too many, but does end up giving the position up. Has obviously gained quite an advantage at one point. But now this little battle going on. In fact, let's jump on to the helicam so we can get a good look at all of them. Lynn looking to gain a position as well. Urbanech, Lima, all four of these cars absolutely bringing the neck. But to be fair, Lynn is probably where my money is for being able to get past. Although look how strong Urbanech was there through that left right-hander. Absolutely insanely quick compared to everyone else. Imagine this is where we're going to suddenly see Lynn once again sort of open the taps and fly off down the road, because it's every time it gets here it is just so unbelievably quick compared to everything else. Gotta say, I've been very impressed by Lynn's driving this evening. This sort of, I don't want to say aggressiveness to it, but the confidence that he has in that GTR is absolutely fantastic to see. And again, you can just see using that car, using all the advantages that it has, try and just pick its way through, find positions. This is where I would expect it to be able to make a little bit of ground. But to be fair, Urbanech right on the back of him. That low slung The car sat in right behind the GTR. As well, Urbanetch obviously trying to make sure it doesn't get caught by Lima. Isaac versus Amir. Car number 15, the Bentley, versus car number 7, 8, 9. Lovely Ferrari. Nathaniel Shirley looking around behind them as well, possibly hoping for a little bit of a squabble between them. I'm not sure when it happened or whether I actually called it out. I think I did. Southcott through onto Lerber, so Southcott back into the lead. At some point this happened. You can get an idea of how big the gap is. That was third place there, just coming in. So that entire straight is just completely empty when they come through. They have absolutely torn away from everyone around them. Little jump back here. Oh, a little Porsche going all over the place. That's Chirich. The lovely Nico Izawa. Ah, see, that's a livery I know I used to have. I'm going to have to try and get that one because it was glorious. It was a glorious anime girl livery. And I am an absolute sucker for a ridiculous sort of deco car style livery. Amazing to see though, after basically 55 minutes of racing, still how many cars are just still so tightly packed together. All the way throughout the grid as well. It isn't just a case of one or two people having a good squabble. There's just a massive group of these cars, all still very much involved in a battle. If we jump onto, let's go with Oliver Braun, and then let's look over the rear wing. You can see the amount of pressure he has behind him. Look at all the cars. There's just absolutely ridiculous amount of them out there. So 40 cars out on the circuit at the start of the race. Had a few retirements throughout, but nothing too mega. But you can get an idea of how much pressure there is to not make a single mistake. Ferrari looks to the inside. I reckon that could be a bit of a run. You can get his nose there. The camera's over the side to let me change. There we go. There we go. He's through, I reckon. It's all incredibly close. Have a quick jump on with Door. Shout out to Door. Obviously, got to let the one of the coordinators give him a quick shout out. The crazy work they have to do behind the scenes to make sure we all get to do it. Obviously, I probably want to address the fact that obviously we started a little bit late today, and that is due to the fact that Assetto Corsa Competizione, all the online servers were down, so a last-minute scramble to get a LAN server up and running for everyone. A great little walkthrough put in the Discord as well. Just the dedication the coordinators have to getting everybody racing and making sure no one misses out on a chance to actually race. Anderson versus Scheckerman now. Should cut to the next camera pretty soon. Yes, Scheckerman just holding on to the position. Ooh, now a bit of a switch around there for Anderson. I think it might be in a case of suddenly lost the front end grip, maybe trying to get on the power a little bit too much. The car unsettled. 3.5 minutes left of the race to go. Oh, there is something going on there that we missed. So this is Lima and Urbanetch. Side by side, bit of a rub. Urbanesh gets punted off wide. They're still side by side. Urbanesh not giving up the battle that easily. He is desperate to get past. Urbanech's race has not gone to plan, has to be said. He did really well in qualifying and has struggled throughout the majority of the race. A few unfortunate little incidents. The car might be carrying a little bit more damage than maybe we are aware of. Starting to push his luck a little bit with the old track limits there. It's got to be a little bit careful. Last thing you want to do is pick up a drive through this late in the race, especially because everyone is still just so incredibly close together. It is absolutely fantastic to see such an incredibly full grid as well. Still this late in the race. Still, most of the grid is out there. A couple of cars, obviously, as we said, retired. All moves going on up ahead, possibly. Bajanovic trying to hold on the battle against Crinson. It's getting hard to work out where to keep an eye on battles-wise at this time. As always, it always sort of comes, it ebbs and flows. You get a couple of minutes where you're thinking, oh, there's not a great deal happening, and then suddenly out of nowhere, everyone loses their mind and it all kicks off again. Speaking of all kicking off again, Braun versus Cheric versus Zeal. Cheric gets the run, and he is up the inside, and just about manages to hold on to it. It's going to mean that Braun is on the outside here. They're nearly 4 wide just behind. Door involved in it all as well. We're going to the helicam. We're going to try and catch as much of it as possible. So much going on at once. So Cheric has managed to break through. Braun there. Door still big lunge up the outside trying to go for it. Can he do anything there? He is side by side with Azami. Looks like he's going to get the run though. Mustang versus Aston versus Ferrari. Who is best in a straight line? It's looking like the Mustang is maybe a little bit stronger. So pretty sure that they've got one more lap in it, this group. Azami having a little bit of a look to the outside. Maybe going to try and get a switch back now. Door wide to it. Just about holds on to it. As well, you can see in the back, Shackerman having a bit of a squabble there as well. Trying to make his way through. Jumping back up to the Urban Edge battle that was going on as well. Seems to have levelled off ever so slightly. Not quite as hot as it was a moment ago. Back to this battle though. Jumping back. Door kind of a 917. This row of cars is just absolutely fantastic to watch. As you can say, still looking back over the rear wing, you can see how mad it is. Oh, car number 74 is slowing significantly. That's jockage. What has happened there then? Oh, I think he was having a bit of a bad race and decided to pull it in because our leaders have just come across the line. There we go. It ended up being so we were keeping an eye on different battles going on. Yeah, there we go. So Southcott, Delabra and Kokinis, those three drivers, absolutely fantastic. Come across the line, jumping back onto battles that are still going on. If we can catch any of them before it's too late. Final corner now for these guys. Staying on that drone cam, hovering above, seeing what's going on. I think Door lost a few positions there towards the end. So drop back down in that little pack. There we go. A few of the cars coming across the line. Fernando and Milden, they also crossed the line as well. Oliver Braun, catch him coming across. Shackerman, Anderson, Door, all making their way across the line. Azami. Actually, yeah, Azami was well up in the battle, and that car looking decidedly slow at the moment, so not sure what happened there. But I think might actually struggle to hold on to the position against Sherland George. Nearly lost out to Sherland. But there you go, that is it. That is the end of round 1 of season 17. It has been a glorious Tier 2 Tuesday. Always an absolutely fantastic time. And we'll have a quick run through the grid order as they are. Also, we will see if anyone is feeling brave enough to come in and have a chat. Sometimes we get people in Tier 2 and they do decide to come in and have a chinwag with me. It's always appreciated. It's always encouraged. We love having a chinwag with people. Right, let's move across to something maybe slightly better to look at than just looking at that. And I can read you through the order as we go. Definitely don't need the music blaring at full volume though, do we? We do not need the music going at the moment. Right, let's have a read through the order as it finished. Right, so Southcott came across the line in first position, Delubra in second, Kokinis in third, Jones in fourth, Arlavi in fifth, Belchite in sixth place, Misak in seventh, Amir in eighth place, Nathaniel Shirley ninth place, Piccolo 10th, Zemitrov in 11th place, Lafloche in 12th, Lynn in 13th. Great race for that driver, absolutely fantastic to watch. Zoricic in 14th place, Lima 15th place, Urbanech. Hey, wait, you know what? You don't need the background noise going on there. Let's get rid of that. Urbanech down into 16th place, Vajanovic 17th, Crinton in 18th, Skyless 19th, Fernando in 20th place. You know what? Let's continue rolling down the order. We're going to keep doing it. Ben Milden, 21st place. Maudsley, 22nd. Lishout, 23rd. Kazantes in 24th place. Skugel in 25th. Chirich in 26th. 27th was Braun. Zeal in 28th. Athenstad in 29th. And Sheckerman in 30th. Continuing on, 31st place was Anderson. Dorr, 32nd. Azami, 33rd. Sherland George in 34th. And Jokic in 35th. A couple of drivers who did not make the finish line in the end was Nani, Alderman, Izolovic, Zitek, Kreishton, and Bardakis. So few drivers didn't make it. Most of them did. Very nice to see so many of the cars did make it to the finish line. So occasionally we get the odd one that's just not quite up for it. I don't think we're going to get any interviews this evening somehow. Let's have a little double check. Doesn't look like we're going to get any. So that's okay. You know, we'll encourage them next time round. The Tier 1 guys, they're desperate to get in the booth and have a chinwag with me. But the Tier 2, they're a little bit more nervous. But we can make them grow. We can bring them in. But thank you ever so much for joining us for round 1 here at Silverstone of the Apex Online Racing Sprint Cup Series Season 17. We are at Donington next week, Monday at 7:30 if you want to watch Tier 1, and then Tier 2 Tuesday, 7:30. Same place, Apex Online Racing. As we do like to say, if you would like to show some support, feel free to sign up to the Patreon if you fancy it. If not, don't worry about it. You don't have to. It's just, just a nice friendly question. But you don't have to at all. No pressure. But do feel free also to join up with the Discord. All of the links to everything I've just mentioned are available in the bio below this stream and below the VOD that will be up on YouTube momentarily after I finish this. But a massive shout out to all the drivers. It's been a great start to the season, and fingers crossed the good close racing can continue on into this one.